Maria, thank you very much. Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee announced yesterday a second run for president, throwing his hat into an already crowded Republican ring.
A recent Fox News poll showing 9% of voters have actually favor Governor Huckabee. So what is his plan to secure the nomination? Joining us now, 2016 presidential candidate Mike Huckabee himself. Governor, thanks for being here.
Delighted to be back with you.
You still have your company ID?
No, they took that away the moment I left.
Oh, no,
they did clean out your office like 45 minutes after you left.
Yeah, I don't even think it took 45 minutes.
Ryan actually jumped in it. You know, he thought there was an opportunity there.
I cannot have an office that big. I definitely not worthy.
Governor Huckabee, one of the reasons a lot of people feel you've got a shot is in 2008, every debate, in fact, Rudy mentioned this, every debate you were always funny. You always had a good line. And the other thing is, through your TV show here at Fox, you could tell by the ratings, people like you.
Well, and that's because they don't know me well. So what I've got to do is to make sure that they don't get to know me too well. Now, I think that there is a sense in which I'd like to believe that I speak for people who no one else is really speaking up for. There are a lot of Americans who are truly feeling left out of the whole process. And this is in a world where so many people are thinking that the elites run everything. And think about how many people work really hard. Nobody's paying attention to them. Nobody even knows. When I hear people say, the economy is in recovery, I'm thinking, let me take you out and show you some people for who the economy is not in recovery.
Absolutely. You spoke last night about how the government actually traps people into poverty.
And keeps them there.
And keeps them there. What do you mean by that?
Let me give you an example. If you're a single mom, you can get benefits, but if you get married, you lose the benefits. Now, wait a minute. Shouldn't we encourage people to build stable families? If a person gets a job that pays them just over the threshold of benefits, they lose health care for their kids, they might lose food stamps. In other words, you could go from having a relatively comfortable way of providing for your children to being in dire poverty by getting off poverty.
Sure.
So the system traps people in and it doesn't let them out, and then we wonder why so many people are in the system.
Sure. And one of the people that really does really respect you, but weighed in on your prospects last night on a special report was Charles Krauthammer. Here's what he said.
Barack Obama said that he disapproved of gay marriage because of his religion. Think of where the country is now on that issue. Huckabee is where he was in 08. The country has moved radically. I'm not judging whether he ought to have moved or not. I respect him for not. But it isn't going to help him because of the way that the country has changed. If he hopes that having the evangelical vote alone is going to carry him in, he has no chance.
So are you the same guy as 2008, or are you Huckabee 2.0?
I'm the same guy. I believe the same things. I'm a Christian who, I don't have the option of rewriting the Bible to fit the culture. I have to be who I am. But if anybody thinks that I'm running because I want to be the evangelical candidate, they must not have heard my speech yesterday. My whole point is, this is about securing America, making this country safe, and it's about giving economic opportunity to the people who right now don't have it in this country. Yeah. The economy is booming for people at the top. It is not booming for the bottom 90% of the workforce in America. The bottom 90%, which is most of America, has had stagnant wages for 40 years.
Let me ask you about the leader of America right now, the president, as it pertains to ISIS, for the first time taking credit for a terror attack on our soil, yet he has remained silent on this. How should he handle this, and what has been his biggest mistake?
The biggest mistake is he will not identify this enemy as Islamic jihadism. And we need to recognize, I hear the semantic games, is it ISIS? Look, it doesn't matter. It's all basically rooted from Islamic jihadism. So whether it's Hamas, Hezbollah, whether it's ISIS, they're all leaves from the same tree. And what we're seeing now on U.S. soil, what happened in Garland, Texas, thank God for an off-duty traffic cop who with a Glock took down 2 people, unbelievable. But I think it's a reminder we're not safe anymore in our own country because we haven't had control of our security situations. We're stripping elderly grandmothers electronically naked in the TSA process, and this guy's out there tweeting he's about to attack somebody, and we don't catch that. Something is incredibly unbalanced about our approach to security.
If you wind up with the nomination, you would presumably square off against Hillary Clinton, whose husband you went to the same kindergarten teacher as Bill Clinton.
Yes.
When will that be revealed?
What hits did you see then? Did you
there she is right there.
That's Miss Mary. Miss Mary's kindergarten. She was probably in her 70s when I was at the kindergarten. Bill Clinton is 9 years older, so we were not classmates. But he was classmates with guys like Mac McClarty and Vince Foster and a whole bunch of kids who went to that kindergarten. Yeah. It was a little private kindergarten she had behind her house. It was old school. Discipline, corporal punishment. But we learned a lot.
And he called outside the lines, I understand.
I'm sure he did.
Right, well,
even then.
Governor, congratulations. We know it was a huge decision for you to leave here. Your show is soaring.
I loved it here.
And it's going to be a really big sprint, and we wish you all the best luck in the world.
Thank you so much. Great to see you guys.
Great to see you too.
Wonderful to be back. Thank you.
Catch up to you on the radio.
All right.
In a little while.